Have you ever tried to use the modern combo box as a multi-select people picker inside of Power Apps, only to realize that as soon as you search for a new value, all of your previous selections disappear? That's not really ideal. The modern combo box looks great, but this one behavior makes it hard to use in certain scenarios. In this video, I'll show you exactly why this happens, and more importantly, how to fix it, so that you can search and select multiple items without losing your progress. Channel members have access to download the apps used in the videos, as well as the YAML code used in the components that I showcase. You can click the join button below the video if you're interested in supporting the channel. There are a couple issues with using the modern combo box as a people picker, and we've looked at some of these in the past on the channel. The first issue that we have to solve is that searching for a person in the combo box doesn't actually show all the results from your organization. In this case, I might search for an employee inside of my organization, and the combo box associated with a person field in SharePoint doesn't return any results for that person. This is pretty easy to fix, so we'll do that now. Inside of our data card for our person type column, we'll go ahead and unlock the data card and then select our combo box. In the items property, we can add an argument to our choices formula, and this allows us to search the choice column using text. In this case, we can search using self.searchText, and that will then search our person column using the text that we've typed into the combo box. So now let's say we have no people selected, we can select our combo box and select a person there. That person then gets listed, but let's say we want to search for another person, and we find them in the list, and then we select them again. We can see when we deselect our combo box that only the second person that we selected is shown. The combo box seemingly forgot who the first person that we selected was, and that seems to be a similar pattern. We'll search for another group, select that group, and again it forgot our previous selection. The workaround to fix this is quite involved, and I really would only recommend doing this if you absolutely need to. The classic combo box, while not as visually appealing, is still a superior option in terms of functionality. But if you absolutely do want to use the modern combo box as a people picker, you can use this workaround. We'll start with the onChange property of our combo box, and here we'll insert a clearCollect function, and we'll create a collection named after our multi-person column in SharePoint. In this case, I'll just call this col_assigned. And to build our collection, we'll insert self.selectedItems. Anytime the items in the combo box change, we'll update this collection with our new selected items. Next, we'll go over to the items property of our combo box. Right now, we have the choices from our person column in SharePoint being searched by the search text of our combo box. We'll start by combining the table of these choices with our collection that we're creating on Change. Now, the reason we do this is because the multi-choice combo box relies on the selected items actually being a part of the items in the combo box. When we're searching for people in SharePoint or even through other connectors like Office 365, that data source being filtered by the search text automatically removes any of the selected items that were previously selected. And since they don't appear in the items anymore, then they can no longer be selected items. So the goal of doing this is to combine that collection of selected items with the actual choices that we're searching for. So when you're searching for a new person, the combo box still has awareness to the people that were previously selected. Now, if we look at this, you can see that causes some duplicates in the dropdown, and that's what we'll need to deal with next. Now, we want to filter our collection by the emails of the people that are not included in our search. So we'll filter our collection of assigned, and we want the result of this filter to be the ones where the email is not in the email column of this same formula. So now you can see that removed that duplicate issue. Now, the next thing we need to do is get the distinct list of records from this resulting table. So for the combined values of our choice search, as well as our filter function on our collection, we'll insert a for_all function, followed by a distinct function, and the table we'll reference in our distinct function is this resulting table, and we want the distinct records looking at the entire record. For each of these, we want to return this record.value, and that will basically ungroup the list returned by the distinct function. Next, we'll need to go to our default selected items of our combo box, and we can simply set this as our collection. Now, the one thing we have to do as well is populate this collection the first time that we come to this screen. So on visible of the screen, we'll need to insert a clear collect function and then collect our assigned people based on, in this case, a variable that has the current value of assigned people. We'll go to a different screen here, and we can see this very simply sets the variable of the selected record and then navigates to our screen with the form. When we navigate to the screen, that assigned combo box is automatically filled in with our selections. In addition to recollecting the record here, we'd also want to reset the form. Now, if we go back to our gallery, in the case of there not being any assigned, we can go ahead and search for some people here. And we can see all of our selections are shown. And over in SharePoint, we can see those same selections saved to the record. So again, just to wrap up the steps that we have, in the onChange property, we're collecting our selected items into a collection called col_assigned. In this case, you would name this whatever the column is in SharePoint that this combo box is related to. In the items property of the combo box, we're first adding an argument to our choices formula to search the list of people by the search text in the combo box. Then we're using the table function to combine that with our collection, but only the values from the collection that are also not included in our choices search. Then we're using the distinct function to only get the distinct records from this, and using for all to expand the record back to its original structure. If we look at the distinct function here, we can see this returns one column called value with values of records. So we need to drill down into that record in order to get the appropriate people column data. As I mentioned before, the whole reason this combo box doesn't work as a multi-select people picker is because it relies on the items property having the currently selected item in it. So in this case, with our regular choice column, or if you're searching using Office 365 users, it loses the currently selected value every time you search, and that unselects that value. In the default selected items, we simply have our collection, and then on-screen visible, in the case of this form, we're clear collecting that collection again based on a variable set from a previous screen, as well as resetting the form just so that combo box can reset. One thing to note with this formula is you could make it a little more efficient using the with function. So if we insert a with function at the top, and we can define a scope variable, in this case assigned search, and we'll just copy our formula for our choices up to the top there. We'll close that. And then in our for all function, instead of referencing the choices twice, we can simply reference our scope variable. And this will reduce the amount of network calls that have to go out to SharePoint then. Just another example here using the Office 365 users connector. In this case, we have our Office 365 user connector, and I'm referencing self.searchText as the search term, and I've just added the top parameter as 1 and search term required as true, just so we can see the behavior of searching for multiple people. In our filter function, we're filtering a new collection called col Office 365 users, and we're searching where the mail column is not in our search user function .value.mail. In our onChange property, we have our new collection for this combo box. And then under default selected items, we also have that collection. This reset button is just to clear that collection and reset the combo box. So let's try this out. Since the search term is required, we get no options at first, but we'll just type in some letters here and we can see the first option show up. So we'll select that and we can see our combo box reflects that. We'll search for a second user here, select that user, and we can see both selections are retained. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video on looking at the modern combo box and how to deal with this weird multi-select behavior. You could expand this as well to filtering on SharePoint lists or, filtering other data sources, not necessarily in a people picker, but using it for that multi-selection. It does add a layer of complexity needing to deal with collections in order to keep the selections in the combo box, but some of you may see that as a worthwhile trade-off based on the updated look and the modern feel of this combo box. Let me know if you think it's worth it down in the comments below. And leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and get subscribed to the channel for future videos like this one. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.